Test, test.
Test.
1, 2.
Great.
Sweaty balls. I think like our story says for us, the hat idea came naturally because we both loved the same surf hat and we couldn't find another one like it.
We've also grown up in the sun surfing, and we want to preserve what we have left of this.
Of our youthful skin. For us, obviously, we're surfers, canoe paddlers, sailors. This is mostly Bianca. I'm mostly just a surfer. But, you know, there wasn't anything that was catered to the female water athlete. And once we realized that that niche wasn't being taken care of, then the idea of the hat became more and more interesting, and it became more and more of something that we were proud of and wanted to make for more than just, we like this hat and we want it for ourselves. I thought it was something that was easy to remember. I thought it was something that could resonate with people, and it really was looking at those stickers on the car that say baby on board and everything being about the baby and the baby and the baby, which is, it should be, babies are important, but it kind of went into the story of, well, what about mamas? Really? Like, it was kind of, what about the mama, you know? And I that was kind of the story behind it. And then Bianca was like, well, what's the acronym for Mama on Board? MOB. And then we were like, MOB. That's fun.
M-O-B.
M-O-B. And then you could be like, rep your mob, and it put a much more cool spin on it. When those two things came together, I don't think either of us kind of went, that's not going to work. I think we both went, that works.
And also, one of our conversations we were having in life around that time concerning the hats is, we reapply our children's sunscreen. We make sure they're wearing sun shirts. We put them in the shade for their snacks. We come home sunburned because we are not doing that to ourselves. So it's almost also taking care of ourselves. Like, this is something when I go to the beach, I put it on, I come home, I don't have a sunburn. Yes, you still have to put sunscreen, but if you forget to reapply, you're not screwed.
You're not screwed, you're not fried.
Prioritizing ourselves as well.
Something for mama.
Mama on board.
Something for us, you know?
It wasn't even a question.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a question. We were just going to use recycled material, plastic.
Yeah.
It was like, there was not even we wanted to use as much recycled. I mean, I think right now, even with our tagging and our labeling and everything, we're constantly how can we make this the most waste efficient? Like, how can we reuse it and make it the most eco-friendly?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, every step of the way, that has been our priority.
That we can do, right.
Yeah.
I think also growing up in such a rich environment like Hawaii that we both did, you're very connected to the resources, the land, nature. That's such a huge part of your life. I don't think that you can grow up in a place like this and not care about the environment. And definitely, if you're enjoying surfing, canoeing, hiking, whatever it is you do outside, there's a huge appreciation and respect for what nature gives to you. So if there was anything that we could do in making this product not only unique, but also in a way something that we could be even more proud of, that's what we were looking for. You know what? It's a small feature, and I don't know if people really realize kind of how important it is. These filters on the side.
That's what I was gonna say.
Well, you have the same answer.
No, I have to change my answer now.
Obviously, the fact that this is made out of recycled material is a favorite thing, but this makes such a difference when you're duck diving under the water.
And this will happen, especially if you're surfing size. Once in a while, duck diving, this will happen.
Yeah.
But you don't feel like you're being strangled.
Right.
It just kind of, you get through the set, you get back to the lineup, and you just like pop your hat back. Oh.
You look beautiful. I mean, and then you look like this. You pop your hat back on, and instant bangs. Everyone's going to be doing it.
We didn't practice any of this, obviously.
But it's true.
Yeah.
Like, the weight that gets stuck in your hat is cut more than half. So I think it's a small feature, but it's an important feature.
Other hats that I had used before we started making our own did that to me. And you would come up gasping for air because you just got worked, and now you have something like this on your throat.
Yeah.
And it's just you're like want to just take it off and toss it. With this, it's like the water just goes right through the mesh. You feel it a tiny bit, but you don't.
It's not an incredible inconvenience.
No, that's fine.
For me, I have a deeper appreciation for the time I do get, because as most mothers will probably agree, you have your child and whatever hobby or lifestyle you were living previously is dramatically turned upside down in the best way possible. But for us, surfing was something that was very prevalent in my life, and then all of a sudden it was like, I'm only doing this once in a while, and it was very, very difficult to adjust to that, even though it was filled with a lot of other wonderful love and things like that. For me, it's made me miss it. Becoming a mother, it's made me miss it a lot. It's made me realize how much I love it, how deeply I identify with being a water woman and a surfer. And also when I do get my opportunities to be in the water or even just down at the beach, a lot of times, with your kids is beautiful and wonderful and this a whole other experience. But when you get to go with your friends or by yourself and have this time in the ocean, I think I appreciate it more. It's just a much deeper appreciation.
Yeah, I agree with that. I completely agree with all of that. Same.
Ditto.
Same.
It's like a SpongeBob SquarePants quote. And then the sister says, ditto.
Oh, being a water woman, what does that mean to me? It's a beautiful bond with Mother Nature that there's nothing else like it. Your relationship with the ocean and all of everything that comes along with the ocean is just, you have this huge respect for Mother Nature, for life, and it really helps in all other aspects of your life. It carries over in all other aspects of your life. And it's also such a strong tool that I get to use, or we get to use, to, like we were talking about the other day, the hi'uvai, where you get to go in and cleanse and release, and to have that as a tool in your toolbox in life is really magical and really special. And so anybody could be a water woman, as long it's not like you have to paddle a certain thing or
be extreme.
It's your relationship with the ocean. And I do a lot in the ocean, and I get in as much as I can, but I would think that what determines that is, and makes it so important, is the ability to bond with it, use it as that beautiful tool, and how it carries over into the rest of my relationships and parts of life, really.
It kind of brings you back to even.
Yeah.
Or better.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's very much an identity. I mean, if someone says, like, who are you as a person? Because a lot of people will ask, what do you do for a living, as though that's your identity, or it's going to tell you or tell them enough about you that they can kind of get an idea of who you are as a person. And I don't necessarily agree with that question. So I kind of look at it like, if someone were to ask me, who are you? And I could give them an answer that they could maybe understand the most about me, that's my answer.
Yeah.
I'm a surfer. Because then that gives them so much information about me. Okay, you like nature. There's a level of self-discipline. There's a level of flow. There's a level of freedom. There's a level of all of these different things that go into what people know about that sport. And I think for me, that's what being a water woman means.
I think being in the water is home.
Yeah.
If I had to answer it, honestly, that's home. If I had to be anywhere, that's where I would be. Where I feel the most comfortable, it would be in the ocean.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. piece of advice we'd give a water woman who's becoming a new mama? Gosh, it's a hard one, because you want to say, like, make the time. Sometimes you really can't make the time. Or you want to say, don't forget about yourself. And sometimes, you know, I think for me, even if the time is cut in half or more than that, don't give up on it. If you truly are a water woman and that's what you love, don't stop. Don't completely stop. Like, even if it slows down, find a way, no matter how often or not often it is, to keep doing it.
Yeah, I had 2 kids very close to each other. So even if one, I could find a sitter for one, finding a sitter for both, especially when they're like so close and they're crazy boys, was just really hard. And people would always be like, oh, watch him go for a surf. I was like, no, you don't understand. Like, one will be at the top of a tree and the other one will be jumping in the ocean. But what I did do, and I would think that it was helpful to me, and I'm not sure if it would be helpful for someone else, but I never stopped going and checking the waves. So if you have a surf spot nearby or your home break, and I still went when there was waves with the kids, and I just felt the swells, and it was hard to not be able to paddle out. Like, I am not a jealous human being, but I remember feeling jealousy of people who are like, 3rd session of the day, been out for 6 hours, you know, and I would be like,
going on a surf trip next week.
Yeah, I would be like, what is this yucky feeling I feel? I'm like, oh my gosh, I think that's jealousy.
Yeah.
It's the first time in my life I've ever felt jealousy, honestly, was that. But I still showed up, and I would just show up and I would watch the waves. I would talk to the kids about the waves. I would watch people surf it, and I would try to just stay connected, like you said, like didn't give up, even though it was hard. Like, I felt like I miss whole winters. Like, I felt like I missed a couple, 3, 4, I don't know. I felt like I missed so many winters.
I mean, winter is,
But just keep it going and doing what you can, and not being like, I haven't surfed for so long, I'm not. Or for a new mom who's going to have that whole hard newborn stage, and like, you can only do so much. Like, just keep going to the ocean. Don't totally disconnect. Don't give up on it.
Yeah, I think that's.
The dream and the vision, honestly, is to just get as many females taking care of their skin, taking care of their bodies. They're getting outside, they're moving their bodies, they're feeling great. They're protecting their skin from the sun. The next day, their skin looks great because they don't have sunburn. It's just about an overall feeling of
Self-care
and wellness.
I think community. I think community is a really big part of it too. Anyone who can resonate with our stories that we've just told about the struggles of having something that you love being such a huge part of your life and having to adjust to mom life. And ultimately, we really want to build this brand. I think this isn't just a right now thing. I think the dream, the goal is not for this to be like, this one time we made these hats and we sold them for a little bit and that was a fun story. I think we'd really like to make this a strong brand and community and continue to build on hats and whatever else may come in the future.
Yeah. Yes.
Dito.
Same.
Samesies.
And last question. Are you guys related?
No.
Yes. Yes. Sisters.
We're actually
Sisters our entire life. Well, actually not her entire life. I came after. She had some time alone without me. It was glorious.
No, it wasn't. Aw.
Best thing ever.
Yeah.
Nope. Sisters growing up together, surfing together. I actually owe a lot of my motivation to become a surfer and my skill in the water to you, I think, more than anyone else.
We practice a lot of hold downs.
Yeah.
Hold your breath.
Yeah. Push you up. There was a lot of that. And also...
That was me.
And it's so funny because nothing against anyone who likes to sit on the beach, but Bianca wasn't the type of sister who would ever have let me sit on the beach. It was like, you need to get out there. No, this isn't what we do. Like, you're my sister, you don't sit on the beach kind of a thing. So a lot of my motivation came from Bianca I mean, essentially picking on me, but but it worked.
You're welcome. Is what I'm hearing.
So yeah,
Is what
first
I'm
water
hearing.
woman. I was water woman in training, and look at us now, mobs.
Yeah.
Get in the sunshine.
I know.
Let the sun shine, and our hats cover it, even though it's golden hour. So it's coming from below the hat rim.